When someone types in best prebiotic soda or top clean beauty brands into chat or Claude, do you know if your brand comes up? Because right now, AI is recommending products to customers. And the brands that get recommended, they're not necessarily paying to be featured in ChatGPT. They're earning it through press coverage and generating and securing backlinks. So in today's video, we're going to talk about what backlinks are, why they matter for your business, and 3 tools to help see how your business visibility is going currently. Let's jump in. And welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Bridget Eileen Cisco, co-founder of Visibility on Purpose. We help product brands and founders get featured in the media without paying agency retainers or prices. And this video is for you if you've been working on getting press coverage, maybe landed some features and wondered what they're actually doing for your brand beyond just like a great Instagram post or a really cool email to your list or like that little logo on your homepage of your website. So let's start by defining what a backlink is. A backlink is simply when another website, it links to your website. So it's like a little web online. So if Food and Wine writes an article and says, we love the sparkling water brand, and they link the brand's name to their website, that is a backlink for your website. The magazine's website is sending a link back to your brand site. And for years, the reason people cared about backlinks was really purely because of search engine optimization or SEO. So search engines like Google use backlinks as a signal of credibility. And here's the logic. So if a lot of reputable websites are linking to you, you must be worth paying attention to. Like that's what these computer systems are thinking. So the more quality backlinks you have, the better chances you have of showing up in Google search results. So for a CPG brand, a product brand, if you're a founder, that means if someone searches best prebiotic soda or clean beauty products for sensitive skin, brands with stronger backlinks and more of those links across the internet from reputable publications are more likely to show up. That's kind of like the old reason that backlinks mattered, but there's absolutely a new one. And this is the one that most founders just like don't know about or don't know how it works. So AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Google AI Overview, you'll likely see that now when you're going onto Google and typing in a question. AI Overview is actually pulling. So where is that pulling from? Perplexity, where is it pulling from? And that's being used every single day for consumers to make purchasing decisions. So when someone types in what's the best functional beverage for gut health or recommend a clean skincare brand for my morning routine, and they just tend to trust like whatever AI is telling them. So AI platforms are not making those recommendations up. How are they pulling that? They're pulling that from third-party sources across the internet. So we have articles, we have roundups, we have reviews, we have social media. Social media sites are highly trafficked. So again, it is that reputation-based link. So articles, roundups, press coverage, reviews like Yelp, those kind of Google business listing sites are still really, really helpful for domain ranking authority and AI, as well as editorial coverage, even like podcasts. It's super interesting, like what happens when you Google something related to your brand or search something related to your brand. And research from 2026 found that 89% of AI generated answers are citing earned media. So this is actually huge and really exciting for our PR world, but it means the editorial press coverage that you're pursuing is a direct input into whether AI recommends your brand. So the press that you're pitching or the PR that you're thinking about doing, the interviews that you're looking to land, those gift guides, the roundups, the listicles, they mean something more than just like the press in general. Obviously, it's really, really cool. And that's one of the biggest things that we lean on and get excited about for brands, but there's something even bigger. So here's where it gets interesting. Brand mention frequency across these authoritative sources is 3 times stronger as a predictor for AI citation than just the backlinks alone. So it's not just about getting the link, it's about getting the coverage, the right publications, the consistency, and doing it consistently, which is why we recommend you make this part of your business strategy. Like it's not just one thing that you do once in a blue moon. And when founders work with us, we do have options to do like, an intensive, but we're giving you the tools to either do it yourself or train your team. And this is something that can be done in-house. You don't need an agency, although agencies are also wonderful. So it just depends on like what you need, of course. An important thing to remember is that not all backlinks are created equal. So if you were like back in the day of how SEO was working, you'll likely see that there were kind of like Reddit threads about link building. And sometimes those links actually weren't to the best site. So it might not be the heaviest pull for you and your brand. So let's go back to like why not all backlinks are created equal. Publications that are going to move the needle for you are the high authority outlets because they're well trafficked. So think about publications that your ideal customer actually reads or sees as valuable and trustworthy. We have Food and Wine, we have Better Housekeeping, we have Delish, Birdie, Bon Appetit, Forbes, Business Insider, Entrepreneur Inc. Basically, those sites have really high domain authority and domain ranking. So it's a score that reflects how credible and established a website is. So one backlink from a domain authority like of 80 plus does more for your brand than 50 little ones. Quality does beat quantity every single time, but it has to be repetitive. Then there's follow links, no follow links, but we're not going to get too technical here. There are so many great channels. We've interviewed many on this channel as well, so go find them and they can go into the technicality of it. We're sharing what we know. So let's go into the practical part. I'm going to talk about 3 tools that can help you research what those links are looking like for your site currently. So you just have like a nice audit. So tool number 1 is Google Search Console. This is totally free. It is the most important thing because it's free. It's directly from Google. So once you connect it to your website, it shows every domain that is linking to your site. So you can go on over to the link section inside Search Console and you'll see your top linking sites. You'll see your most linked pages and the anchor text people are using to link to you. So this is how you track whether that press feature, got published and is linking back to your site. Every time you land a feature, go and check Google Search Console. Like, is the link showing up? Which page do they link it to? It's like a little like receipt for you, right? So if you haven't set Google Search Console up yet, it's pretty like simple to set up. It doesn't need too much like technical oversight, but it's a really great thing to have in your back pocket. And we actually recently switched our site to Wix, which like directly links with Google. So we have all this data and it's just really cool to also see like what pages are most trafficked, what keywords you're showing up for. It's pretty cool. Tool number 2 is Ahrefs. I've talked about this tool before. There are free and there are paid options. The paid obviously goes way more extensively than the free, but Ahrefs is one of the biggest backlink databases in the world. So you can use some of these webmaster tools for free. So you can go on to ahrefs.com/backlink checker. The URL might be a little bit different than that, but you'll be able to see what backlinks are showing up for you, the amount of linking sites, the no follow rate, the actual domain rating and authority. So that's another great place just to see where your brand is at and what are you currently linking for. If you have the free version, I don't think that you'll get every single link, but hey, it's a great place to start. And the third tool that you can be utilizing is Google Alerts. So when your brand is mentioned in a media feature or an interview, set up a Google Alert for your brand. And it will then email you and tell you what you are populating for. So go to google.com/alerts and you can set up alerts for the brand name or the product name as well as your name as the founder. So Google's going to email you every single time it gets mentioned. And that's how you can also catch press coverage that you didn't even know you got. Also, if you need to like review what press your brand has gotten, if you have that journalist name, you can then just go onto Muckrack, go into Google, type in their name and Muckrack, and you'll be able to see the recent articles that they've written. And that could be another great way to look. So now you're tracking the backlinks and the mentions. So what do you do with this? First, we want to repurpose every single feature. So when a publication links to you, that coverage has a shelf life beyond the day it publishes. So screenshot it, share it on Instagram, put it in your email, add it to the website's press page, add it to the footer, add it to the home page where you have that, like the logos on that home page. So every time you share that coverage, you're extending its reach and creating more signals across the internet that your brand is credible. And again, as we talked about earlier, those signals matter for AI credibility. So the second thing that you can do once you have the press coverage is use your coverage to build more coverage. So when you pitch the next publication, and we do this all the time with our clients, is, we were recently featured in X, Y, and Z, or at the bottom of that pitch and linking to those places that where we've already been featured, because that is like a little vetting for a writer to like know that you've already done this and you know what you're talking about. That borrowed credibility, it makes that next pitch a little bit easier and also stronger. Third, focus on getting consistent coverage across multiple types of high authority outlets, not just like the one big hit. Research shows that getting mentions across a wide range of publications can increase your AI citations compared to just publishing on your own site. So variety matters, a mention in a wellness publication, food blog, business outlet, podcast transcript. Each one is like a little data point. that AI can then pull from. And then lastly, make sure that your website is set up to receive that traffic because when someone reads about your brand in a publication and clicks through to your site then needs to convert. It needs to be clean, it needs to be clear what it is that you offer, and obviously it should work fast and people should be able to buy things from your website. And that's one thing that we, talk to when we talk to emerging and startup CPG brands. They might actually only be set up for local currently, right? So they're going to go to a farmer's market or they're in a couple of like local retail chains, which is awesome. Just when it comes to publications and getting and securing that press coverage, we'd really recommend that it's like direct to consumer where they can, purchase online because it helps, that press feature do something for your brand. So the biggest takeaway for all of this is that like PR is not just about vanity. It's about signaling credibility, trust, authority, and it's also signaling these AI platforms, which is so cool to know. We always say that like PR and SEO go hand in hand together, and now there's like AEO and GEO. So like all these things, all these O's, all these things together are supporting your brand. So it's not just about like the one Instagram post you put out, just knowing that these things are also working for you in the background and helping you get found. And, sometimes we have people who are like, what's the ROI on press? And sometimes it's a hard answer, but when we have the search engine traffic and we have the site traffic to also show and those links to also show, we know that this is building quietly in the background. So it might not be like your viral Instagram post, but it's all part of your business ecosystem and equation. And especially when it comes to credibility, third-party trust, that type of validation that you want for your brand, this is so, so important. So set up Google Search Console, check out Ahrefs, make sure that you have Google Alerts set up, and know that these backlinks are supporting you. If you would like one-on-one support for your brand, feel free to reach out to us. We have our website linked below, and we would love to support you on your journey to get covered. Please give this video a like if it's super helpful, subscribe for more PR and weekly visibility content, and we will see you next week. Bye.